Vine looked for Buzz and then her watch and made an annoyed face as she has been waiting for Buzz from half an hour and she exhaled furiously. What's wrong? Why? She annoyingly said. Vine scrunched her eyes as she smiled widely. Oh man, how he comes on time in such situations. Thank you, God. She mumbled, smiling, as she quickly jumped as she spread her arms. Stop, stop, she shouted. His eyes widened as he suddenly pulled brakes, and she smiled as she rushed to him, smiling. Are you out of your mind? You find my bike only to die? Huh? He shouted as he removed his helmet and Vine's side. Are you done? If done, then let's go, she said as she was about to sit, but Jungkook held her wrist. Where are you going? He said coldly, and she smiled. Where you are going, she replied, and he closed his eyes in frustration. Were you sitting on my bike? He asked, pressing his lips. You are going college, so I am asking for lift, she said, and he glared at her. When did you ask? And Vian bit her lips. Oh, sorry. Jungkook, can you give me a lift? She asked softly. No, he replied coldly, and she scrunched her eyes. See, that's why I didn't ask, she said as Jungkook shook his head and tried to start his bike, but Vian held his fist and he eyed on her hand. Please don't do this now. I'm your classmate. You will leave me here alone, she said with puppy face. Don't act smart. You have your own convenience. So what are you doing here at first stop? He said, and Vine faced turned cold, but she smiled. Please, bro, try to understand. Jungkook shot a sharp glare to her as he jerked her hand. Don't talk nonsense. As he put his helmet back in Vine's wrist. Jungkook, please, please, please don't do this. I'm already late. Professor will scold me. Please don't do this. Please, 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 please. She said, folding her hands, and Jungkook sighed. Don't do this, he said coldly. Vine smiled. Okay then. She was about to sit, but he held her wrist as Vine looked at him down, and he looked at her head to toe, and Vine made face knowing what's coming next. Your clothes aren't too long, And Vine gave him a look. Longer than your thoughts? Earning a glare in return. Jungkook removed his helmet as he made his bike stand and looked at her, and Vine smiled. Are you done scanning me? Come on, Jungkook. I'm tired of your everyday comments on my clothes. Are you living in 90s? She said, and Jungkook looked at her coldly. Jungkook removed his jacket as he extended to her, and she tilted her head, looking at him completely done, holding arms across her chest. Wrap it, he said, and Vine gave him a look. What's wrong with you? She said, being annoyed. You can't sit like this on bike. Vine shook her head. No, absolutely not. What are you up to, Jungkook? I'm wearing a cute skirt, and he was asking me to cover it. I'm not going to do that, she replied. Fine then, stand here, he replied, and Vine's mouth hung open as she quickly held his shoulder. Don't do that, and Jungkook gave her a look. Vine looked at her watch, then here and there, and Jungkook shook his head as he wrapped his jacket around her waist, looking in her eyes while she's not looking at him. Your jacket is red. Where you bought from? Well, her face has sad expression and Jungkook's side on her. Jungkook took out a spare helmet and she watched him. Oh, so you carry two helmets. For whom? She asked, and Jungkook as usual didn't reply her. For your girlfriend, nice. Jungkook gave her a look. Don't talk nonsense and sit. Vine scrunched her face. Mr. Rudy, she mumbled. He parked his bike as Vine got off, and when Jungkook is about to say something, but she heard a voice. Vine, she called, and Vine smiled. Ellie, she said as Alice hugged her. I've been waiting for you for so long. I thought you ditched me today, she said, and she broke the hug. Stupid, I can never ditch you. Understand, my lady? She smiled. Okay, let's go. Professor Kim definitely going to scold us, she said, and Vine nodded. Thank you, Jungkook, she said, and Jungkook corrected his throat. I'm keeping your jacket. I liked it, so I'm keeping. I'll return you. Jungkook couldn't believe her. Excuse me? Okay, bye. She ran and Jungkook looked at her shocked. My jacket. Oh, so you came with him? She asked and Van nodded. Yes, I asked for lift, she said, and Alice shook her head, smiling. You love to annoy him, Vine giggled. It's not a flex to hated by the most handsome, charming man of the university. But what else I can do? He doesn't like me. It's okay. I can't behave like he behaves with me, she said, giggling, and Alice smiled. You know, I love your positivity, my brightest girl, she chuckled. Oh, see this jacket. I like this one a lot. Isn't it so good? She asked and Alice nodded. I borrowed it. I'll find same, she said, and she sniffed his lace rose. Oh my goodness, his perfume smells so nice. Man, have taste fat. She shook her head. Brain is too small, narrow-minded. You are weird as well. At one moment I feel you are crushing over him, but next moment you make me feel no, it can't be. Twine gave her a look. Of course it can't be, except he's handsome. But being handsome is not enough to be idle. He should have developed his thoughts too. Sadly, he left in 1980. Alice chuckled. He gasped, holding his heart as he checked out Wine from head to toe, and his friends too. This girl take my life one day. She's mom, he commented, and his friends agreed. True man, she definitely has whole university line behind her. Jack hissed. She does this intentionally, definitely wants every man behind her. He mumbled and scoffed. Really? That's why she rejected you? Jack glared at her. I'll get her. She does this to get attention, nothing else, he replied. Jungkook watched him clenching jaws as his grip tightened on his back and he's about to walk but someone held his shoulder. Where are you going, bro? He asked and he glared at him and Yunwu sighed. Let it be, they are like this only. Don't mess up with them unnecessarily, he said, and Jungkook clenched his jaw. He will die by my hand someday, he murmured and walked aggressively and Yunwu sighed before following him. That's Jungkook's jacket, it seems, isn't it? She mumbled as fine clicking picture wearing it. It is, she replied, and Nancy scoffed. Everyone knows how much he hates her. Still do everything what she says, she said. Nah, she's too clingy. In fact, an attention seeker. That's why she gets ready like this. Whole campus were crazy over her, she said. Crazy my foot, she murmured. Jungkook walked in classroom followed by Yunwoo as his eyes landed on Ryan who was clicking picture wearing his jacket and he sighed walking to his seat while his eyes fixed on her. I'm not in a mood to return his jacket. It's very cool. See, I'm looking pretty, she said, and Alice nodded. You are already pretty, and what you wear, everything becomes pretty. Oh, thank you so much, she giggled. Are you going to post it? Mine shook her head. For my personal captures, I like getting ready, so I am. I didn't get ready to post it on social media, she replied. That's your jacket, isn't it? Yunwoo asked, and Jungkook didn't answer as he looked away. It is. It's the same jacket which you bought that day with me, he assured himself. Yunwoo nudged his elbow to Jungkook as he looked at him. You didn't share with me when I asked you. You directly denied me, he said, and Jungkook looked at him tiredly. It seems you were secretly in a relationship with her, are you? Jungkook glared at him. Never in your dreams. Stop assuming, he replied. She's not my type, he murmured, looking at her. It must be Wine. She's wannabe girl, she said a bit loudly, which Wine heard as she glared at her. A complete attention seeker, she added, and Wine slammed her desk. Excuse me, if you're talking about me, say on my face. Talk to me, not behind my back, she said, and Nancy scoffed. Why would I talk to an attention seeker who does all this, get ready just to get every boy eye on you? She said, and Wine walked near her. Oh, madam, I'm not a mirror that you are defining your personality. You love to enjoy their attention, not me. It's so low to think that a girl get ready for a man. Maybe you do, but I get ready for myself, she said. And I don't mind your flifty comments. You think I would stop because of your low stoop thinking? She said, scoffing. Really? That's why you roam around Jungkook and see wearing his jacket too. Wine looked at Jungkook, who looked away. Are you his girlfriend? No, right? Shut the fuck up. She said, and then she clenched his fist. Ah, her attitude drives me crazy, he murmured, crushing over her. Listen, everyone who have misconceptions, especially men, that I get ready for you. Sorry, come out of your delusion. I really don't enjoy your attention. I get ready because I like. She eyed on Jack and his group. If a girl get ready, it doesn't mean she is asking for it, she said and sighed. I won't accept any type of comment from anyone. Anyone means anyone, she said, eyeing on Jungkook. Live and let live, she said. She took a long breath as she took her bag and walked from there, followed by Alice, and Jungkook watched her while Yeonwoo huffed. She pointed to you as well, indirectly. Jungkook glares at him. Oh, why do indirectly when she always calls you out directly? Jungkook kept glaring at him. I find it. I'll return his jacket to him. Is there something I can't find? She flicked her hair. Wait, no, I can't. These people just need small points. They will think I'm doing it intentionally and link me up with Jungkook, she murmured. No, I can't. She made a regretted face. Sorry, jacket. Yours and mine's journey till here only, she dramatically said as she wiped her fake tears. I should return him back. She turned while her eyes on her phone, so she bumped into someone. Oh, she stumbled, but he is quick to balance her. Jungkook held her waist as she almost fell while her hands clutched his collar tightly. Can't you see who does this? She scolded him, and Jungkook frowned. I almost fall because of you, she said while her eyes glaring at him, but it doesn't suit her. Jungkook stared her eyes for a while, which made her nervous for a while, and realizing his hands on her waist made her unknown ticklish feeling as she quickly stand because Jungkook had lost for a while. You should see while walking, she said, correcting her trot. I'm not the one who is walking here and there while looking in phone. And Vine corrected her trot. So, you can also walk looking in phone. Who stopped you? She replied, making him amazed for uncountable times. Do you even realize what you talk? Senseless talks. Vine gave him a tight lip smile. Like you, she replied, making him glare at her. Give him my jacket back. Vine looked at him. I'll wash it and give it back to you, she replied. Give it back to me right now. Vine looked at him pissed. I'm not eating your jacket, bro. Jungkook clenched fist. He also doesn't know why he almost loses control whenever he calls him bro. Right now, I am. In little high pitch, and Vine looked at him unbelievably. She handed his jacket to him while glaring at him. You really annoying man. I'm not eating your jacket, she said, and Jungkook took it and corrected his thought. I feel like you need treatment. You are sick, she said, and Jungkook gave her a cold glare. Just you stay away from me, because you make me sick, he replied, and Vine sighed. Fine, I don't like anyways. You can't change, so be as you are. Bye, she said and walked. Weirdo. Vine pouted as she is getting bored while everyone is cheering for Jungkook and Jack. Jack looked so frustrated, so he kicked football so aggressively, which hit Jungkook's shoulder harshly, and Vine's eyes widened. What's that behavior? She murmured, clenching fists. He's like that only. When he gets to know he is losing, he tries to cheat, she replied. Jungkook should give it back to him, she mumbled to know. What kind of enmity he has with him, she murmured back. Jungkook that glared at him as he moved his shoulder, which got hurt as match got stopped for a while because it seems it hit him hard. Well, Jack smokes heavily. Do you think you can play? Hyunwoo asked, and Jungkook nodded. I'm okay. Are you sure, Jungkook? Jungkook jumped back. Absolutely fine, he replied. Referee indicated to start the match as both the teams are playing and Jack and Nick is playing more aggressively than other team members. Jungkook is backing as this time he got opportunity which he didn't miss as he kicked the ball aggressively which hit Jungkook's face, which made match stop immediately as Jack laid down on the floor. Ryan smiled in satisfaction as his revenge is finally taken while everyone clapped including Ryan, and Jack noticed Ryan's smile which made his blood boil. Nick tried to help him but he jerked his hand away. Congratulations, she said to Jungkook and his team as others do too. While Ryan is about to but something stopped her as so she watched them from behind smiling as Jungkook eyed on her. When she looked at him, he looked away and she sighed. Thank you everyone, thank you, he said bowing. Everyone cheered for them as while Ryan watched the celebration from behind smiling. Ryan sighed as she is about to open the washroom door, but she hastily got pulled by someone as someone covered her mouth and the other person pulled her. She protested but failing over them, they locked the door. Ryan's eyes widened when she saw the person in front of her eyes, and her body started getting cold looking at them. You were smiling way too much, aren't you? He asked while Ryan breathed heavily as her body shaking due to fear. She was, he added. What's that in him, not in me? Ryan protested but failing against those two giant bodies. Jack removed his hands. Leave me, she shouted but cut it off as he covers her mouth again. Jack checked her out while her blood boiled by his gaze as he's about to touch her when Ryan kicked him, making him groan. He gritted that Nick, leave her, I'll see her. Her eyes widened hard. Just stay outside and watch no one comes in. He mumbled and Nick nodded, walked outside. Leave me, Jack, what the heck you are doing? She shouted, but he slapped her harshly, making her fall on the ground. He didn't let her try to get up as he above her and her tears slides down. Let me go, Jack. Back off, she shouted, but he covered her mouth. You always crave attention from him, and when I give the same attention to you, you ignore, and everyone knows why you always wear short dresses. He squeezed her waist tightly, making her up soft left from her mouth as she tried to push him, but at the end she kicked him hardly there, which made him groan as she pushed him as he tried to hold her, but she kicked his hand before rushing herself in the washroom as she quickly locked herself while her body was shaking bad. She held her head while sniffing badly, and Jack shouted from outside, getting up as he banged on door. Open the door, he shouted, banging the door as she flinched as she looked for her phone, but it got dropped outside. She caused herself underneath. Jack, we need to go. Where is Ryan? He said, rushing inside, and Jack pointed at the washroom. Here she is. He banged the door. Ryan, come out. Nick stopped him. We have to go. Leave her here. Jungkook is coming. You know I can stop everyone, but not him. He insisted, and Jack clenched his fist. That he always do in everything. Let him come too. I'll see both together. Don't be mad, Jack. We'll get in trouble, he protested. But if we will be here, it will be evident. Trust me, leave her here. No one is gonna trust her, he insisted as he pulled him while Jack glared at the door one last time. Jungkook walked in and he felt strange as washroom looks a complete mess, but he heard someone sniffing as he walked slowly, scanning the whole washroom following the sound. Jungkook stopped as he knocked, and Wine flinched again as she clutched her dress tightly. Who's there? He speaks finally. Unknowingly, Wine felt relief. Finally, when she recognized the voice, and she broke down, and unknowingly a sob left from her mouth, making Jungkook's body to stiffen as he knocked aggressively. Who's there? Open the door. He knocked multiple times, but in return he heard only sobs, which he recognized that it belongs to some girl. Open the door or else I have to break the door. He spoke and Mine shook her head while crying because she is unable to speak. She wiped her tears. Jungkook's brow straightened as he moved back to kick the door, but before he could move, door opened revealing Wine, and his eyes widened looking at her, and fear rushed to his veins unknowingly as Wine looked at him while sniffing. Wine. It came out like whiskey. He approached her softly, looking at her condition, but suddenly she hugged him, bursting into tears, making his body to go numb, and he couldn't move and process anything while she cried non-stop. Fine. He approached her softly while she cried. Jungkook's hand slowly reaches to her back as he kissed her softly, not knowing how to react to the situation. Jungkook slowly broke the hug to see her face, and his eyes landed on her cheeks as it is red and fingers marks is clearly visible, and his gaze quickly shifts back to her, and his brows straightened. Why? What happened? Tell me. He asked while she couldn't speak, and she looked down while sniffing badly, and her body is shaking. Jungkook noticed her condition, which made him feel helpless as he pulled her in his embrace to make her calm down. Calm down. Just relax, you are safe, he mumbled softly. Jungkook broke the hug as he cupped her face. You're safe, he assured her as he held her wrist. Come. He tried to walk, but the wine didn't move from her place. As Jungkook looked back at her, and she shook her head. People will question me, she said in very low voice, and his gaze softened. Jungkook's hand slides as he held her hand tightly, assuring her, wiped her tears as he walked, and Wine followed him. As he opened the door, some people were there as they exchanged glances in amazement seeing her in boys' washroom, while Jungkook signaled them to move. As they moved aside, and he pulled her and made way for her, and she just followed him while gossips already started in whole campus. It spread like fire. He brought water for her as he extended to her, and Wine looked at him, and he gestured and made her drink water. He wiped her tears, which sliding uncontrollably. When did you start thinking so much, huh? You are the most strongest girl I know. Then, he said softly, and Wine looked at him teary eyes. Tell me what happened, he asked, and she covered her face. Jungkook watched her Wine. Wine. She rushed as Jungkook looked at her. Wine looked at her immediately. Ellie. She got up and hugged her, and she patted her back. Alice, you leave your best friend alone like this, huh? He said, and Alice looked at him as she is worried for. Jungkook gestures her, and he nodded as Alice broke the hug. What happened, Wine? She asked, but she didn't say anything. And Jungkook is being too desperate as he's dealing calmly, but he knows something is wrong. Please tell me, Wine. I know you are not okay. She approached him. She looked at Jungkook. If you are not comfortable, I'll leave for now, but you have to tell me what happened. Now or later, but today only. I won't be leaving you alone or letting you go. Understand? He said, and Wine looked at him, holding her tears back. He looked at her cheeks and then her as he kissed her softly and assured her, we are with you, at least me. He said, and as he sat and about to walk, but Wine held his wrist and he looked at her. Will you trust me? She asked, and Jungkook held her hand and kissed her. I trust him, he replied. Jungkook's gaze turned darkened and his veins almost popped out. While Alice kissed her back and Jungkook clenched his jaw as Wine looked at him with teary eyes that he might not trust or blame her for what happened. "It's not my fault, please trust me," she said with heavy throat. Jungkook hesitated a bit, but he put hand on her hand and looked at her. "I trust you. You don't owe me any explanation," he replied calmly down himself. Jungkook got up, but Wine clutched his sleeves as he looked at her, and her teary eyes were approaching him, and he removed her hand gently without saying anything, and he rushed out while Wine closed her eyes. "What am I going to do? If Papa got to know, nothing will be same again, nothing," she cried, and Alice hugged her, patting her back. "Shh, nothing will happen, calm down." Jungkook's gaze turned darkened when he saw Nick and Jack laughing with his group while gossips going on in whole university. Jack's eyes landed on him as his smile turned into a smirk. "Wait, Jungkook, what your girlfriend was doing with you in boys' washroom?" He backfired, adding fuel to his anger. "No, bro, she's not his girlfriend, right? A complete attention seeker. She didn't get enough attention by wearing short dress, so she directly went to boys' washroom." They all laughed and Jungkook made face. He looked here and there when he walked aggressively at spotted Jungkook. So he's about to stop him, but he walked bumping into his shoulder as he kicked that door before he took out a wooden rod, and everyone looked at him confused while Jack tilted his head to see. "Oh, baby got scared," he said as turned back to high-five with his friend. As everyone made faint, "Jungkook," he yelled. As Jack turned to see, Jungkook hit him hard with that wooden rod. As few of them backed away, he landed on the floor. Jungkook removed his jacket as he threw it on the floor, and Jack tried to get up, but he hit him harshly again. "Jungkook, stop!" he yelled. While no one tried to interfere, as Yeonwoo tried to stop him, but Jungkook pushed him away. "Jungkook, why are you doing this?" Yeonwoo yelled. "How dare you!" he yelled. He hit them many times. That wooden rod got broke into pieces, but he didn't stop. As he started beating them with punch and kick. "How you dared to touch her!" he yelled, making Yeonwoo froze there. Nick is passed out by now, while Jack is half conscious, and Jungkook punched him non-stop. "How dare you! Just how dare you!" His voice got break. "The fault wasn't in her clothes, it was in your 50 eyes," he yelled as his voice is breaking, while Wine watched him with teary eyes as she is seeing this sight for the first time. And they were bleeding badly, and as Ali and Alice and rushed to him to stop. "Stop, Jungkook, please," he pleaded as he pulled him forcefully. As guards arrived, including college authority, as Wine faced Jungkook, and tears were in his eyes while his whole face turned red, and Wine looked away, holding her tears back. "Jungkook, come in my cabin now," he ordered. "Why you beat them brutally?" Jungkook remained silent, and Principal looked at him furiously. "I'm suspending you. I will talk to your father as well," he said, and someone knocked at the door as Principal looked. "Come in, Wine. I was about to call you," he said, and Jungkook immediately looked at her. "What's happening with you both, huh? What kind of environment you have created in university? Why are you ruining in university name?" he said, clenching. "Sir, Jungkook has no fault, nor I have." She somehow speak and he scoffed. "Really?" he said. "You even realize whom he beat so badly? Whose son he is?" Wine's jaw tightened and she held her tears back. "So whosoever Sunny is, he's going behind the bars at that," she said with so much pain and anger, and Jungkook watched her. "What? Don't talk nonsense," he said, completely ignored. "So Nick and Jack tried to force me," she said, and Principal looked at her immediately. "It's such a huge allegation, Wine. Don't talk nonsense. She is saying the truth," he said, and hit a little high pitch as Principal's gaze shifts to him. "Oh, what she was doing in boys' washroom?" he asked sarcastically while Jungkook clenched his jaw. "I said they forced me. They forcefully took me," she said, slamming the table. "I'm not lying," she yelled, and Jungkook held her hands as Wine looked at him. "I'm not lying and I'm not going to leave them, she warned, and principal. And you think you can prove it? Who saw this? I saw it. I find her in miserable condition. I'll give this statement, he added, while principal closed his eye. If something is like that, Wine, let college authority to take action first, he said. No, sir. What action they will take when I complained them multiple times about them, didn't I? Her voice. But Wine, I will file official complaint against them. That's my final decision, she declared. Listen, Wine. Don't try to influence her. She is doing right. If you think they can use their power, then you are forgetting who I am. So don't. He said. Principal shut his eyes. He held Ryan's hands before walking away. Ryan looked at her watch and then entrance and groaned. He must be busy. Why do I even ask him? I just wanted to thank him. I should go. He won't come. He must be busy. Maybe with his girlfriend. Never mind. She walked in the park, sighing as she looked at the flowers and smiled brightly. She tiptoed to pluck it out the flower as she jumped as well, but couldn't reach because the tree was high. Then her hand came from nowhere and plucked it out, and she looked back, and he pressed her slight smile. You are too short, and Vine gave him. I'm not short. You are so tall, she said, and Jungkook shook his head as he extended flower to her. And she took it. Thanks. Jungkook shook his head. So, why you called me here? He asked, and I extended him chocolate for saying thank you. Thank you, she said, and he smiled as he took it. For what? He asked, and mine spent her right. You want me to compliment you? I see. He frowned, smiling. For everything you did for me in past few days, for helping me, everything what you did. I know it's not enough for what you did, but a small token of appreciation. You are strong, you know. Ryan smiled. No. Jungkook sighed as he ruffled her hair. But stupid. Ryan gave him a glare. Not saying anything because I am grateful to you. Otherwise, he nodded, scrunching his eyes. They walked together as Jungkook looked at her. I hope Uncle didn't question you after that. He asked, and she shook her head. No, she said. You always means a lot to him, so whatever you say, he agreed. Jungkook nodded. Then he asked as Vine looked at her racing views. She asked, and he sighed. You called me just to say thank you. Anything else? He asked, and mine chuckled a little, shaking her head. What else? I'm grateful because no one helped me as much as you helped me to come out from all this, she said, and Jungkook smiled. I like you as you are. So when you were behaving out of your character, it doesn't sound good to me, he said, and Vine raised rose. You like as I am? Jungkook bit his lips. I mean, Vine chuckled. I understand what you meant. You were missing my old self. How I always get you back. Jungkook scratched his back. Kind of, he said, and Vine sighed. It was completely unexpected that you will take stand for me. Thank you for proving me wrong, that you are not as rude as I used to think. Jungkook pressed his lips together. I didn't mean, it's okay. I understand you didn't like my dressing sense. I get you. Everybody has their opinions. Jungkook shook his head. I never had a problem with what you wear. You know what I mean? He said as he couldn't explain, and Van giggled. It's okay, I understand. Don't explain, she said, and Jungkook just stared at her. So, friends? She asked, and extending hand for handshake, and Jungkook accepted with this. You have a pretty smile. So why you don't smile often? It suits you, cherry on top. She said a bit extra in excitement, and Jungkook couldn't help to blush, and she realized I mean, you are handsome. I won't deny the fact, he said, making his cheeks turn red. I'm not flirting with you, I'm just complimenting you. Don't get me wrong. Jungkook nodded. Yeah, thanks. He replied, trying his best to hide his flush. It's because you are not my type, don't mind. Jungkook listened. You're not my type too, he replied, making her chuckle. That I know, you don't need to tell. She said, and Jungkook smiled. But I like you. He blurted out, and Vine's heart skipped a beat. Huh? She raised brows nervously, and Jungkook corrected his throat. Means I like the way you are. Vine looked down, smiling. As there is a silence for a while, not awkward one, but something special and beautiful. As Vine looked at him, so we are friends now. He suddenly nodded. Means I can take your jacket too. Jungkook chuckled. I mean, I like your wardrobe. It's too good. Jungkook nodded and she smiled brightly. Oh, thank you so much, buddy. She said, and he sighed in relief that she didn't call him bro this time. Again, there is a silence filled in environment as they both stare at each other, but the silence making both of them nervous. So Wine decided to break. I gotta go, she said. Too early. Wine nodded, biting her lips. So, okay, see you. She doesn't know what to say more. She's about to walk but looked at him again as his eyes never left her, and she hugged him, making his heart to stop for a while. It was a quick hug. Bye. And the moment she hugged him, he realized a lot. She was about to walk, but he held her wrist, making her stop as she bit her lips and looked at him with question. I'll walk with you to your home, he said, and she looked at him nervous. Okay. He held her hand before walking while she smiled, blushing as they walked. And initially, Jungkook intertwined his hand in hers, pulling her close.